Hi, this is Enrique. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to give you my predictions for 2025, as I think that could be the year that defines our financial future. Now, the certain topics that I'm going to be covering today are going to be the auto loan crisis and the affordability crisis, high interest rates and economic impact on that, the housing market's uncertain future. We have a lot of advancements in artificial intelligence, stock market volatility, and the future of where I think crypto might go. Also, we have to look at the job market trends, and we have to watch for them to see where they go. Make sure to comment on your predictions, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more insights into the economy, as I will be delving into that topic into the future. So let's give a little background of the auto loan crisis in 2024. So the average auto loan in 2024 was somewhere around $27,000, according to my sources online. There's a lot of subprime auto loans out there, and most of the people right now, they're paying over 6% on their auto loans. And so that is causing a lot of delinquency. Even though we've seen a decrease in used car prices overall, if you go on different websites, you can definitely see the trend that the car prices in general, especially when it comes to electric vehicles, they've gone down in price a lot. So right now is actually a pretty good time for you to be able to buy a car if you can purchase it in cash or at least finance only a very small amount of it. I think it's smart if you're due for a new vehicle. If not, then my opinion is to keep the current vehicle you have, give it some good maintenance, and just ride out this wave. So right now, a lot of people, from what I've seen, they're getting into excessive amount of payments. Some of them, they're over $800 to $1,000 a month. And then there's a lot of people out there that also have loan terms anywhere around 84 months, which in my opinion, I think it's ridiculous. You're pretty much slave to this vehicle. It's very difficult for you to be able to save, especially if you have two of these vehicles, because there's some families that not only can they finance one, they finance two, which I think is very horrible. Now, when it comes to my 2025 predictions, I really do think that the interest rates are not going to go down anytime soon. I know there's a lot of people out there that think that the interest rates are going to fall. They think that the interest rates are going to fall and they're going to be able to refinance. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people right now that are upside down. They actually have negative equity on their vehicles, and so it's making it very difficult for people to refinance unless they have the money to come up to be able to pay off that negative equity and get back into the green so they can refinance. But even then, if the interest rates don't go down, then it doesn't make sense for you to refinance. You're just going to have to keep paying that vehicle down little by little. The best thing that you can possibly do is probably just give additional payments, but only if you can afford it. Because a lot of people right now, they're very cash strapped, so it's very difficult to come up with extra money. But even if you come up with $50 a month or $25 a month extra, you're still paying down that vehicle faster. So anything in your possibility will help you to be able to pay it off and get rid of that payment. So I really do think there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to have their cars repossessed. I've already seen multiple instances of that happening around my area, where you'll see cars get repossessed by people. Or I've heard stories from people that I know or clients that I've talked to of having their cars repossessed during the day. A lot of these cars have built-in low jack systems or GPS, so it's very easy for companies to be able to locate vehicles nowadays and to be able to take them from the people that are not paying. Also, for those people that thought that they could get these vehicles and use them in commercial interests such as Uber, Lyft, Turo, you could be breaking the contract that you have with the loan company to be able to use that car only as a personal use vehicle. If you start using it for commercial, a lot of these companies will automatically repo your vehicle as well. And if you're upside down, unfortunately, then you're going to have to owe all that money to the bank. So it's very important for you to be very careful if you're trying to get into these types of businesses with the finance vehicle. Like I said, I really do think that the affordability of vehicles, when it comes to the luxury ones, those you'll see somewhat of a drop, but the regular cars that are more used, such as Toyotas or Hondas, those vehicles, I don't think they're going to have such a high decrease in prices. So I really do think that we're going to continue seeing this issue in 2025. I don't think there's going to be too much of a change. I know that a lot of people are thinking that the new administration is going to do magic when it comes to this, but I think that we're going to continue seeing the same trend. So when it comes to the Fed funds rate, as of 2024, that usually would hover somewhere around 5.25 to 5.5% in 2024. But the thing is when you look at the average credit card is above 24% for most people, somewhere between 24 to 30%, and sometimes even higher. I've gotten letters this past year of credit cards that I have where now they're raising the interest rate to over 30%. So it's getting pretty wild out there. It's a very bad time to owe credit cards. When it comes to interest rates, I really do think that the Federal Reserve is in no position to be cutting the interest rates as much as they said they would. I know that a lot of people are hopeful and they're thinking that with this new administration, we're going to get a lot of changes. Like I said, there's a very good possibility that the interest rates will continue to be somewhat high, and it's going to make it very difficult for people to take advantage of refinancing options or to be able to get into new home loans as easy as when it was in 2020 or 2021. We're going to continue to have a lot of people pile into more debt and pay an extraordinary amount of interest. So it's going to make it harder for the average American to be able to build more net worth. That's also going to hurt small businesses because it's going to be more difficult for people to get that funding that they need to keep their business open. So I really do think that having these high interest rates is not going to make it easier for people to be able to open up new businesses and create new opportunities for employment. So again, that's just my prediction when it comes to this topic. Now, when it comes to the housing market and the home loan crisis, we have mortgage rates that have exceeded 7% in 2024. And this actually has been the highest interest rate that we've seen here in the United States for home loans since 2001. So there's a lot of people that are unable to afford buying a new property in 2024 because of the interest rates being so high. And when it comes to 2025, my prediction is that I really do think that home prices, they may stay very similar to what they did in 2024 in certain areas. Now, there are certain areas that have experienced a rapid decline in home prices. There's a lot of overvalued areas in the United States that have gone down in value quite a bit, and that trend may continue. But like I said, there's certain areas that I feel like they just haven't gone down as much as people would like, especially in the area where I live. There's a lot of people that have been on the sidelines waiting for properties to come down in price. But unfortunately, it's very minimal, the amount of savings that you've been able to get by waiting. So there are a lot of people that just say, hey, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and buy a home because they get desperate. They are not willing to hold on and wait to see what this new administration will bring. Because of this crisis, I think we're going to continue seeing a lot of people continuing to rent. There's going to be an increase in demands for rentals. So that's actually going to be a good thing for landlords. They're going to be able to raise their rent prices even further. And a lot of people cannot afford these properties. So we are going to see a continuance in rental prices increasing in 2025. With this new administration, there's a possibility that we may have some new first-time home buyer programs emerge. Again, there's a lot of properties that are being built. I have gone around town where I currently live at, and the travels that I've done in 2024 have shown that there's going to be a lot of new properties coming into the market. There's going to be a flood of inventory. So with that, we may see first-time home buyer incentives to be able to get these properties sold. So there's a very good possibility that 2025 may be a year where we'll get correction in certain areas. But like I said, I really do think that that's not going to be for the entire country. Only certain areas are you going to see corrections. The majority, you may start seeing prices just plateau. Another topic I would like to also give my prediction today about is artificial intelligence. The other day, I shot a video talking about ChatGPT, And so based on that information, I know that ChatGPT is going to get more intelligent. Artificial intelligence is going to get better. I really do think that this AI revolution is going to get better and better as time goes on. We're going to have a new generation of children born in 2025 called Generation Beta. And this new generation is going to actually grow up with artificial intelligence. They're going to be able to experience it firsthand as they're growing up. So this is going to be something that I really do think that's going to continue to erode a lot of the current jobs that are out there for a lot of people. So people are going to have to start getting more creative to be able to have new sources of income, because there's going to be a lot of unemployment because of AI in the coming years. That's not just a 2025 prediction. I really do think that this is something that's going to just happen over a series of time. Little by little, a lot of jobs are going to get replaced. There's a very good chance that even jobs like accounting and legal work are going to get eroded as well because of artificial intelligence. The new administration that comes in, there's a very good chance they're going to have to start laying down some framework about how we're going to be able to treat this artificial intelligence as it gets better and better. Right now, since it's in its infancy, there's not a lot of laws around artificial intelligence, but I think as time goes on, they're going to have to start creating new laws to be able to prevent artificial intelligence, where eventually it's going to try to overtake humans. There's going to be a lot of artificial intelligence when it comes to the healthcare system, education, and customer service. So again, that's something that in 2025 we're going to get more of. But as time goes on, it's going to make it easier for people to be able to live better lives as time goes on, as long as the government knows how to regulate it. So when it comes to the stock market, in 2024, we saw a rise in a lot of the tech sector stocks. They ballooned. Everything went out of control. We had the meme stock resurgence. We had the Magnificent Seven stocks just blow up. A lot of people made a lot of money. I saw a lot of people's net worth increase by a ton. Right now, at the end of 2024, we have seen this bubble somewhat decrease. We don't know if we're going to get that final pop before the new administration comes in, or if that was pretty much the end of the resurgence, and now we're going to start seeing lower highs and lower lows. So in 2024, we did see the NASDAQ go up quite a bit. I'm not sure if that trend is going to continue in 2025. Same thing with the Dow Jones. There's a very good chance that a lot of these stocks and a lot of these markets are going to have a correction. And it's going to be might be a pretty massive correction, because when you see everything go up as much as it did, usually you see everything correct and then just kind of linger around for a while. There's a very good chance a lot of these stocks are going to correct, and they'll probably not do much in 2025, or you may see a massive correction. And it all depends on the administration and what steps they take, and also whether or not they decide to cut the interest rates, or if they leave them where they are, then there's a very good chance that we may have some sort of rug pull. So it's very difficult to predict this one, but I really do think that at least we're going to have a correction when it comes to the valuation of these stocks. So when it comes to cryptocurrency, we did see the massive Bitcoin run from 45,000 all the way to over 100,000. I believe they hit like around 107,000 or so. So all of this, there was a lot of hype about an ETF. There was a lot of hype over the new presidency. So all of this will depend on whether or not the governments can regulate these stable coins. As of right now, Bitcoin stands around 93,000. We don't know if we're going to get another pump. So a lot of this will also depend on the new administration and what steps they take to be able to get people interested in putting money into cryptocurrencies. That's going to be a very difficult task, because only the minority of the world population is currently invested in crypto. Now for 2025, there's a small chance that Bitcoin might run up to 100,000, but you have to remember that Bitcoin has always moved in about 4-year cycles or so. So right now we had entered a cycle, and there's a very good possibility that we still have room to run when it comes to the altcoins, but I'm not sure if Bitcoin will get that extra pump to make it over 100,000 again. My prediction is Bitcoin won't go over 100,000 again. It may touch it, but I don't think it'll actually stay there for a very long time before going down in value. There's a very good chance that Bitcoin might actually test the 60-something thousand dollar range in 2025. But again, that's very difficult to predict. But that's just my own observation based on past history. The US government has been trying to somewhat implement CBDCs, okay, so central bank digital currencies. Those may compete with cryptocurrency. So if the government is able to do that, there's a very good chance that Bitcoin and all the other altcoins may suffer in valuations because of that. So there's two ways that cryptocurrency can go. Either it can get adopted by the governments, or the governments may try to introduce their own currencies, and then that will hurt the cryptocurrency market. 2024 was actually a pretty decent year when it came to unemployment. For the most part, unemployment remained very low, under 4%, but there was a lot of people in the tech and finance sector that got hit. I personally knew several people that were working at tech jobs, and they have not been able to find another job that pays such as that tech job that they lost. So for those people that currently are working in a good position, they have to count their blessings because anything could happen here in 2025. My prediction for 2025 is that there's going to be more and more people trying to get into the gig economy, or there's going to be a lot of people that are going to try to open up their new businesses as well. This new administration is going to give a lot of people hope to go out there and try something new, especially because a lot of people are going to be unemployed. I think as time goes on, there's going to be more and more people that are going to give themselves the opportunity to be able to try to find a new career, and that's going to open up the doors for a lot of new innovation. Artificial intelligence, again, I think is going to hurt a lot of the employment right now. And so, like I said, that's going to cause a lot of people to just go out there and try to find new ways to be able to make income. Those are my predictions. Auto loans, we're going to continue to see a lot of people suffer. We're going to continue to see more repossessions. We're going to continue to see interest rates being high, in my own personal opinion. And that's going to make it difficult for people to be able to afford brand new vehicles, especially because you get a hard hit on depreciation as soon as you have a vehicle taken off the dealer lot. If you buy an electric vehicle, that's also going to hurt you because nowadays a lot of those electric vehicles have really tanked. And so it's hurting existing users of electric vehicles as well to be able to trade it in for a newer vehicle. All of this interest rate surge is also going to hurt people spending more money or even borrowing money. So again, it's going to make it more difficult for the average American to be able to increase their net worth in 2025. The housing market, again, it's something that's a mixed bag here in the United States, but with this interest rates being as high as they are, it's just going to make it more difficult for people to be able to continue buying houses at the same pace. And so not only that, but it's going to increase the demand for people renting because they do have to live somewhere either way. That's going to help landlords. They're going to be able to ask for more rent. And then also that might open up the door for the government to step up and give first-time home buyer programs that were not available before. Artificial intelligence, that's also going to be another thing that's going to impact 2025 and beyond. And that's also going to help people's lives be better. Again, if the government can regulate it the correct way, I really do think that we're going to have a lot of advancements, and that's actually going to be a real large help for the majority of people. When it comes to the job market, we're going to continue to seeing more and more people finding new careers, and I think that we're going to continue seeing a lot of people getting laid off because of advancements in artificial intelligence. And not only that, but with this new administration coming in, there is a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of people that think that we're not going to have layoffs, but I really do think that there's going to be certain sectors that are going to be more affected, and that's going to bring new opportunities for these people to try to find new ways of making money, and there's going to be new income streams being gained. Do you agree with my predictions? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. In the coming year, in 2025, I will continue to delve into certain topics that I think will make you a better person. This is my last video of the year, 2024, and we'll go ahead and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.